Hi, my name is Michelle and welcome to another video here on my channel. I am normally a crochet designer, so lately, however, I have started to focus a bit more on knitting and found it to be extremely fun. Like, I am enjoying myself so much. And if you want to check out some of the other videos that I've made, then you can see some of the projects that I have done so far. And I've also actually started on a new project here. I will not talk about that one today, but I'm just, proof that I'm actually playing around. And in my latest podcast episode, I talked about making or wanting to maybe make a pattern of my own when it comes to knitting. Now, I'm not talking about anytime soon, but I just thought we were going to start a series basically. Like, I wanted to share my journey from basically from zero to my actual pattern. And I don't know if this will be in a series of 5 episodes or 10 episodes or 50 episodes. We'll see how long it will take me. But this is the very first episode of basically me, on my journey to make my own first ever knitting pattern. And I didn't think, I thought I'd start with something simple. So my first thought was maybe a scarf or maybe something very simple, maybe mittens or something. Um, so, what I started talking about in the last episode of my podcast was that I had actually started to play around with two different colors. And I have started to draft basically my own patterns. And I noticed that with this, I think it's the Merino Viking. I don't remember which yarn this is, but it's like a DK yarn, I think. And so it turned out like a little bit thick if you wanted, let's say, a double, because I'm assuming if I would make a scarf that you want it to be the same on both sides. I could go down and have try out a fingering yarn as well, which I haven't done yet. I also felt another thing that was a bit of an issue here is that the yarn is floating along, like you see, like it's very easy to get stuck. And now that wouldn't basically, no one would care about that if, let's say, you would make a pillow, for example, because that would be on the inside. But I was just wondering, like, let's say I would make a mitten and something, like, is there a way to get around with that? And I saw that there was a few tricks you could do, but I actually started to modify the pattern instead. So I have another pattern in mind that I want to try out, and I might have that for our maybe next episode in this series whenever that will come out. I'm not going to push myself to do this every week, but just like every other week, maybe I will try to share my process in making my own knitting pattern. So I haven't decided on exactly where or what I'm going to make, but I thought I start with at least make some swatches, right? So this is the first basically swatch that I have made in the journey of making my own pattern, and I thought it would turn out pretty cute, pretty cool. But I'm gonna try out some other, the other one that I had modified, and we'll see what that will become later. I just wanted to also to show you that I have bought or purchased this book called the Knitting Pattern Writing Handbook: How to Write Great Patterns That Knitters Will Love to Make, by Christina McGrath and Sarah Woolworth, I think is the pronunciation of their names. Excuse me if I didn't pronounce that correctly. However, I was thinking that this could be my little handbook, basically, when in this journey trying to make my own pattern as well. So I'm not going in completely in the blank here or in the shadows. I don't even know what's the saying, but I'm trying to at least do the homework basically in this journey as well. Now, there were one thing I also wanted to do in this episode before I just basically did this short introduction to this basically not knowing how many episode kind of series, and that is that I have come across Steeking. Not ever tried it, but I am going to actually. I think I'm going to challenge myself and just knit along with this Sommarkoftan summer cardigan that is a I think some kind of knit along by Maja Karlsson, who is a Swedish, I think, knitter, and she's, you know, written books and a lot of pattern. And so I think I'm going to jump on that challenge. However, they are talking about steeking and I guess steeking a cardigan. So I actually did do this. I did actually make is something that I could probably steek. So I was thinking in this episode, now that I have you here, I don't want to move around my camera too much, but I was thinking if we should try that out. So what I did was basically, let's put this to this side. I thought we could do that side. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to really do the one side where I already have so many loose threads. I thought let's do it here where it's sort of um, sort of together, right? So what I've seen is that people have used a crochet hook, and they've crocheted basically, I think, oh my God, I'm already nervous. Now I don't even know if I'm correct here, but I think it was like the outer point on that with that, and they basically crochet that together on both sides, and then they've cut the thread that will peek the that thread in between that will peek out. They will cut through that. I don't even know where my scissors are now. Now I got a little bit. Now I feel very unprepared. But yeah, I think we're gonna try it out. I mean, why not? Okay. Because I don't think I will do any kind of steeking in my first pattern. However, I thought it would be a fun thing to try out together here, just because I obviously set it up for myself. So let's maybe start on this side here. I haven't even done this before. I haven't combined crocheting and knitting before, which I also think is very interesting, and maybe something I maybe should do on you know, when starting or making my pattern. Actually, I'm gonna just crochet myself into that start, like just doing that. So I just crochet that. Now let's see, I obviously can't show you just yet, but I'm going to make sure that I have that side of that stitch and then that. Okay, I'm going to see here. I could change the camera, but I feel like I'm just going to make a lot of mess. Let's see. So basically that is what I am. Can you even see what I'm doing there? Sorry if this is boring. My husband is getting our kids down tonight, and I take the opportunity to do this. Um, the reason why I also you can hear a little crying there, poor thing. I think, yeah. Gonna just crochet along here, but as you can see, I've started to just, yeah, do that upper. So this is the other side of that stitch. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side as well. I'll just you know, speed this up for you guys so you don't need to sit and wait. And obviously I can't talk too much because my little girl, my baby, is crying a little bit over there, so it might not be so nice. She's in good hands though. She's with her dad, promise. But yeah, I'll speed up this and I'll get back to you very soon. So now I've reached the side on that, and now I'm wondering, what am I supposed to do? Because if I crochet around to that side, and if I cut this up, then I will cut that thread. I don't want to do that. What do I do? Maybe if I do like 1, 2, 3, for example, extra and jump. 4, 6. Let's do that for this time. But if I do that and then there, then I will have a little extra at least to play with. And if I want to, oh, my nose is itching. I feel like I should do a little bit more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just a little bit extra. And basically just gonna just do on that other side now. Let's see if my nose is itching. Sorry guys. Let's see here. Okay guys, I have now done crocheting on both sides here. I think normally when you would do this, you would probably because I just realized that I probably should have like went all the way out, which I didn't do up there. I just made this little but now realizing like, oh yeah, I need to cut that, then I should have secured it down and then probably cut the thread and then done the same on the other side and then just had those two. But we'll at least cut up as much as we can and then see, just see if it holds together or not, or if it all breaks apart, because that's really the test that I want to do. This might be a little bit of a funny video or unplanned video, or feel at least like it's unplanned, which is in a semi way it is. But the truth is, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time to get it started, because I've already, as you can see, started planning for this little journey of mine where I am going to make my own pattern. So I wanted to start, but then we've also been a little bit sick over here and etc. So yeah, you know, the timing is always a little bit off. But however, back to this. I just need to do this. I feel like I just need to rip the bandage. Now, I don't know if I did what I should have done on the end there. So if it unravels there, that's okay. But the truth that what I really want to try is this, if it's really gonna be together or not. Now I'm nervous. This is not the best pair of scissors, but I don't see where my other two are. My kids always borrow some. Okay, just to, maybe I'll skip the first little there and just jump into where it's supposed to be secure. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna just do it. No, we're not. I'm gonna get a good pair of scissors. Hold back. Oh wait. Okay, as you saw there, I don't think it was like a perfect thing that I did. Like you can see that it's like a little bit up there, maybe going up a little bit, like they're loose. So I didn't do a perfect securing of the stitches, I feel. I mean, it looks like it's gonna unravel if I drag it a little bit, and I think it will. So like I tested it out. I think I was wondering if I was going to do some. I probably missed something, so don't do this. Don't go after this little tutorial. No, but just did that one. Now it was a little fun though to cut your own like knitting fabric. However, like I said, it wasn't secure enough. So don't do that. I think like what I would do probably for this challenge is I probably would use my sewing machine and just like sew and a line here, sew a line here, and probably do maybe twice or also maybe in zigzag before I cut anything in the middle. But also there will be descriptions there on how to do it properly. But it was fun to try it out. I wasn't, and now just trying it out for the first time, also cutting in my own fabric feels like it was an important thing to do because you don't want to do the first time you ever do that on a nice big cardigan. So tried it, failed a little bit, and we're not going to make the same mistake on the cardigan when it is time. No, but the reason why I also wanted to share that little process is also because I think it's important with this little series of mine that I also try different things, especially now if I'm gonna make my own pattern, I need to try out different techniques and see what works and what it will like be, easy to do, not so easy to do. I have a tendency sometimes to overcomplicate things because I want to try to come up with good solution for things and try to be smart about certain things, but sometimes I feel like I end up instead complicated more than it has to be. So yeah, so that was a good test for this, and I think I will do a lot of other different things and try out different techniques in this little series as well. Now I think this one right now is more of a like a little bit of a kickstart. I just want to do this. I think it's going to be so much fun. I'm serious. I bought a book, um, and I think I'm going to try to do something simple as a scarf or mittens, because you get that like, because I want to do some kind of color work. So, because I usually do that, if you see there, when I crochet, I usually have color work. So that feels like something I like very me. But so you get then a natural, um, you work in the round, so that works naturally for like obviously mittens. But for a scarf, maybe if I do a cowl, then you do that. And it's like maybe, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a backside, but if I do like a little bit longer, either one that you wrap around, then I feel like you would want to like the both sides to look the same. So if you have any good tips for me, that's also one of the reason why I want to do these videos, is because I want to have tips and ideas, and maybe I'll learn a lot before I have to make my own patterns. So that's also one reason why I want to make these videos, because I really want to take the opportunity also to learn a lot as much as I possibly can. And during this time, I'm obviously also gonna work on other projects, knitting projects specifically. Started some started some socks as well. So I'm obviously gonna keep practicing, but also try to challenge myself as well. So, with that said, if you have any other ideas, if you have any other tips for me, please comment below. I would appreciate that so much, because making your own first pattern, I mean, that's a huge thing, and probably will feel like a huge step and an accomplishment once I have done that. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. And like I said, don't forget to comment if you have anything that I should if anything that I should be thinking about, or maybe I shouldn't do a scarf or mittens. Maybe you have a better idea of something that I should start with. So, yeah, let me know. So that's all I had for you guys today. Sorry if it was a little bit everywhere. I guess I just shared a little bit on how my mind work as well. So, yeah, I guess we'll see you when we'll see each other. Bye.